Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to put on the bearings and then kind of move through to the crankshaft, get it on, and then the girdle, and then we'll put the other parts we need to put on, and that'll be the wrap for this video. So let's get going. Let's open up here this box. I got most of the engine rebuild kit, tools, parts, if you will, from Master Speed Systems. And I want to make sure that I don't have any problems. I'm gonna clean everything up here. I don't know what this stuff is, but I'm gonna clean everything up and put it on. Alright, this one obviously goes down in this spot. Make sure it's all clean here. I'm just gonna drop it on. I'm gonna put it on both sides here. Make sure we don't have a ridge. Boom, boom, boom. Slap there. Got a little bit of a ridge here. Just kind of want to get that ridge down. There we go. That's good. I'd say that's good there. Another upper. And notice how right here it says upper. Probably can't see it, but upper. Get it over there and press it in. Good. Says upper. Take it. And we'll drop it in. Upper. Set it down. Press. Seems a little high. Move it a little bit. Put that back just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Alright. Take it. Set it down in here. Boom. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. So now we'll take a little bit of the assembly lube, and I got the green stuff. And we'll put a nice little helping down here. Just like that. Then we will rub it in with our fingers. I'm going to use a glove. Just rub it in. Just like so. There we go for that. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is grab the crank, and we'll sit the crank down on there, and then move on to the next step. Stay tuned. All right, I got the crank, and it's pretty heavy. I'm gonna take it and set her down. As soon as I figure out which way she goes, it goes in like this. Be able to spin it. Put some more lube on the crankshaft surfaces. Spin it. Clean up any areas in here that need to be cleaned up. And I'll clean up any of the residue of the lubrication. Tidy it up a bit. Just like that. And I think we're good. All right, look at that. We're already back to having the crankshaft in, and it's spinning pretty freely, you know. No binding, it feels good. Anyway, let's move on to putting in the crankshaft delete, excuse me, the balance shaft delete kit, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now, so stay tuned. All right, here's the balance shaft delete kit right here, and that's what it says. Picked this up from Massive Speed Systems. Shout out again to Massive Speed Systems for being awesome, and you know, having parts and being able to I think Carl up at Massive Speed Systems is always really enthusiastic about trying to answer some of the questions and stuff that I have. If you haven't, reach out to him and you know, let him earn your business, and you'll see what I'm talking about for yourself. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the package. Here's a little red Loctite, and I'll show you how everything's supposed to go. Stay tuned. All right, so sorry if I'm kicking the camera. So from these two pieces here, you have the little dipstick that's going to go into one of the slots, and you have the holder. You just want to push these two together, and they lock in like that. And you can remove it, so you want to make sure that, you know, you can do like that and it won't come out. But then we'll take the we'll put a washer down on top of it, and then we'll take the thread and thread into the block right here. So that'll be the spot where we thread. This will be where we plug, and we'll put in some might put a little bit of grease right there, and we'll fit it in and tighten it down. Wait. It's like that. That feels slightly better. Yeah, it's the other way. So take everything I just said and flip it. It should look like this. Zoom in for you. Should look like this. Get my torque wrench, or get my tool quickly and tighten it down, then I'll torque it to spec. All right. Tighten it down, then we'll torque it to their specifications. All right, so now make a little room here for the girdle. A little room for that girdle. We're gonna install the lower bearings into place, and we'll be good to go. These all have lower on them. You should be able to see that right there. Just gonna slap these in, and you know, make sure there's no debris on them, and we'll put some grease lubrication on these as well. go. We'll put some grease on this. Put it on. All right. Like that, and we'll rub it in. And there we go. Right, for this next bit, we're going to put on the main studs, and we're going to be using the ARP lubricating grease to put it down in the studs. We're going to do it all hand tight first, and then we'll put on the girdle, and then we'll put the bolts on, also dripping them in this ARP lube. So let's get started. And this is the top because it has the bolt pattern, and this is the bottom. So I'll take a little bit of lube. Take it in. Really get that on there. We'll screw it in. And tight, just like that. I'll do one more and then I'll speed it up. So, you know, don't need y'all watching this whole thing. You'll get bored. Just like that. Get on them threads. Drop it in and tighten it up. I'm gonna go through and chase each of these threads out just to make sure everything is gonna fit right. There we go, hand tight. All right, so let's speed it up, and I'll bring you back in for consultation once we've moved on to the next step. All right, so with all of the main studs in, I had to tighten a few of them down, mainly because they didn't want to go all the way in, like the ones that went before them. I think I only had to do three of them out of the 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I only had to do three, so it's not too bad. But man, it definitely did a number on my fingers there. But you know, it is what it is, right? Making boost. Stop complaining. Anyway, let me back you up here. The thing now is I'm gonna go through and check all of these to make sure they're seated properly, and we'll bring the girdle over to put on. All right, now we're gonna grab the girdle, put it on, and see how well we did. All right, got the girdle. Let's see, arrows facing the right way. That's a very good sign. Went straight down on, no problems. And everything clears. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out wannabe tuners. I mean, yeah, sitting down on it. I'm gonna give it a nice little tap with the hammer, but it looks like it's pretty good. A little tap here. Pretty good, I'd say. Now, what we're going to do is fasten these bolts down. Gonna get I'm gonna clean it first. Clean this area. And we'll get the ARP grease. We'll grease down all this area and we'll tighten it down. So for each one of these stud tops, I'm going to be clamping down on it with the, or using the grease to lubricate the threads. So let's do that. I'm gonna take some of my finger here, just work it. just like that, we got that cleaned up. Now we'll, wipe this off, and we'll get ready to grease down the washers and put the bolts, put the nuts on. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all are picking up here on me installing the washers. I haven't put the ARP grease on them yet. I'm just getting them all clean and getting them fitted into place. There is ARP grease already on the face of the washer, or where the washer's bottom sits, I guess. So we don't have to worry about that. But we definitely got to put some grease on the surface of each of these washers. All right, so that takes care of that. So we'll grab the grease here. Coming. Put some grease in the face of each of the washers. Until we decide what we want to do next. Stay tuned. All right, ARP wants us to do a sequence of 60 foot-pounds, 3 different sets. So we're gonna go, we're gonna start actually here on this side. This is the front of the engine. So we're gonna go 20, 20, 20, wait, yeah, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, then 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, and then 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, and we'll be complete with this end. So I've already got it torque rate set to 20, so we're gonna torque it down to 20 foot-pounds. That's 20. $20. $20. All right, so we go through and check it. Yep. right, 20 foot-pounds down. We need to do 40. Stay tuned. All right, got torque wrench set to 40 foot-pounds. Got my foot on the front of the engine stand because it'll move if you don't. I'm going to go in and tighten again. 40 foot-pounds. So we'll go through and check it. All right, now we'll kick it up to 60 foot-pounds. All right, got the torque wrench set to 60 foot-pounds. We will now begin torque sequence. I'm gonna get my feet set here and kind of get positioned just right, and we'll begin. 60 foot-pounds. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's go through and test it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so that's torqued to specification for ARP and following the torque sequence for the Haynes manual. Excuse me. So that's pretty much it. Not really hard to do for you at-home DIYers. Now, what I'm going to do is put the oil pump back on, get it bolted up, lubricated and whatnot, and we'll start reassembling this engine. Stay tuned. We're almost finished with this episode. All right, oil pump is rotated into position. It's got a dialing pin here that you want to line up with the correct dialing spots on the on the motor itself, or on the block itself, just like that. Hold it with a finger and you just screw them in. So you get one or so started, so you don't have to hold it anymore. Catch my drift. Just like that. We need to get the correct socket size for it. 1 second. All right. There's that. I'm gonna torque each of these down to 20 foot-pounds, and we'll be done with that. One. Make sure it didn't break. Two. Three. Four. All right, YouTube. Well, we're going to end it there for this first part series of the episode, or for this first part series. We got a lot of work done. We got the bearings, the main bearings put in. We got the crank put in, and this is a keyed crank, by the way. Got the keyed crank put in. Let's go ahead and turn it over for you, so you can see here. There goes the keying part of the crank. We got the balance shaft or BS delete kit installed the correct way, and remember, you got to rotate it the opposite way I showed you. Next, we got the main caps on the girdle. Well, not main caps, but on the girdle, we got the bearings installed on them. We then put on the main studs and torqued them down to specs, following both the manufacturer's and ARP's guide to make sure, you know, it actually is fast and great. And I feel like we did a really good job of checking 20, 40, 60. So we did good there. The next thing we're going to be doing is flipping the engine over, dropping in the pistons and rods, and getting those set up for duty. So come back next time, and you know, this will be a pretty cool little thing. Look, we're already back. We're back, and it's really awesome to see all this. Honestly, and I can't thank every one of you enough for tuning in and just, you know, supporting me and supporting this channel. Just from your viewership, I really appreciate it, honestly. And scoot this thing back here. There we go. And with that said, you know me, focused hands here. I'm still battling the aftermath of C19. but I'm still getting better. I'm starting to get my juices back flowing in the old noggin here. What's next? I already said piston work and head work. We'll get back to the head. Finishing up a lot of the stuff on the bottom side. I gotta tap the oil pan before I put it on. But we're cooking, and we got a lot of work to do. So we need all of you to sit tight and ask a lot of questions if you need to. Watch, get some popcorn, something. But anyway, Focused Hands here, signing off. Peace.